We're almost at mid-season with 14 days to go. I am hella excited to get in the ball breaker on, and honestly, it can't come soon enough. I'm just so ready. It's gonna be the longest 14 days ever. Yo, what's up? You can call me Dirt. With mid-season right around the corner, I wanted to take a look at how season 2 has been so far. You know, the good, the bad, and just the shit. You know what I mean? Like the meh shit. Everybody's already talked about this. I know, sure. But I just wanted to throw my opinions out there, my thoughts out there, especially because I came into Marathon about a week or two before season 2 dropped. So I'm still considered on the newer side, even though having, at this point close to 400 hours. Legit just enough time, like I legit just had enough time to get my feet wet, learn the game, and more importantly, like figure out the mindset that you need to actually enjoy Marathon. Like I watched a lot of videos coming into Marathon about it prior to doing so, mostly because of the controversy at first, but then when I decided to jump in, I started doing research. And I'll never forget the one video where, they're like, make sure that you have a goal for each thing. Each run, have a goal. And that really helped me out. But moving on, when season 2 was announced and the trailer dropped, I was so ecstatic. I was so hyped. The trailer hit so damn hard. It gave me Dark Below vibes from D1. That old school Bungie magic kind of feel. And I'll never forget that again, Dark Below and Destiny 1. I got fired from a job because of that game. And that will always hold a special place in my heart. So yeah, with this trailer, man, just the horror theme felt perfect for Marathon. And I didn't even know that I wanted it. The lighting, the tension, the atmosphere. It finally felt like Bungie understood what Marathon could be. And it gave us a glimpse that there is a larger vision for the game. Not just an extraction shooter, but something more. Even though I was still, I'm still on the newer side, like I said, the idea of new content, new mechanics, and a full wipe, I was so ready. I was so ready. So, if and wipe. So, if you played Rust, Tarkov, or any other extraction games with wipes, wipes is like the best time. I mean, you might not like it, but for me, they're the best time. The chaos, the excitement. It's that feeling that everyone is on equal footing, even if it's only for that moment. Even in Marathon, you don't have to have the best aim. If you have some game knowledge and a little bit of luck, you can make anything happen. Rust wipe days, for instance, or were the best days ever. I loved wipe day on Rust. It was just insane. And in Marathon, I had a chance to capture it with Marathon. And then launch day comes. And the servers just took a shit, as everybody knows. Not a shock. For me, it wasn't a shock as a Bungie enjoyer, to be honest. I lived through Destiny 2 launches, DLC drops, seasonal updates. All of it. I literally took a week off for Lightfall to just grind and do day 1 raid. And I couldn't even play for the first couple days because the servers were so trash. The servers were dying and the bugs, everything, So yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised with the launch of season 2, but I was a little disappointed because this wasn't just any update, right? This in the community, it felt like this was supposed to be a comeback moment. The community was hype. The game also did a free week. I got everybody I knew. I told everybody I knew to try it. It's just please. And it was 8 people that jumped in, and their first impression was, oh, this is Bungie, right? It's just not great. Now, to their credit, Bungie did fix it quote unquote fast with 7 to 8 hours of downtime. But then they made, what I think is one of a bigger mistake of season 2. And to compensate, they gave everybody blue and purple kits. Now, I'll get into that, like why I think that was a huge issue later, but it does tie directly into one of the biggest issues I have with season 2, and that's the progression. But moving on to Dire Marsh Night, like booting into Dire Marsh Night for the first time, that's going to be one of the most hype moments in my gaming history of everything I played. Like I'll never forget going into Dire Marsh Night. The atmosphere, the tension, the sound design, the paranoia is like, is that a runner? Is that USEC or or something else, or was it nothing at all? It felt like a horror game, and just the tension of being Extraction 2. Oh, it was so peak. Illusions, sprinting past you, shadows moving in the fog, the constant fear of like what's around the next corner. Like they captured it perfectly. I wish Bungie pushed it even further though. More weird sounds, more illusions, more moments that make you really question reality, because that's how it was framed in the trailer, right? Second of all, honestly, I also want it darker. Like I want it so dark that there's actual reason to need flares. You know what I mean? Like the flashlight is good, and I think it is dark, but I really think that they could have gone darker. It got to a point where, and even now, the only time I really turn on my flashlight is inside of certain buildings. Otherwise, I know where everything is. You can see good enough, and it kind of takes a little bit of that magic away, right? So with the introduction of the night mode, they did add those night items. The night vision, I thought night vision was executed perfectly, both functionality and aesthetically. And not only that, it just fit Marathon's vibe so well. The fact that night gear found use on other maps too, perfect. Like the first time someone used a Vex grenade, threw a Vex grenade in the building and used it like a sonar, I was just mind blown because I'm a smooth brain. But I was like, yo, this is such sweet tech, and I started taking them with me because it worked really well. Also, things like revealing rounds are just hella fun, and again, they just fit so perfectly and they look aesthetically pleasing, right? But flares, let's be honest, they're useless. Unless you're Zilbrad using them to execute runners as Rook, they're basically just a meme. They're just pointless. So, not only going into the map mechanics, I really think the Dire Marsh map mechanics are one of the best part of Marathon. And it was actually probably one of the coolest yet. And again, I've only been in Cryo a few times. Cryo looks really cool, but Dire Marsh is definitely up there with that. With the USE dropping the certs, and then you have to choose between either hitting a tower cache or a tier chest, risking your position by engaging with events or, the bots to get the certs. And then the puzzles on top of it to reach upper complex. Like the first time figuring out upper complex felt like a mini Destiny raid. The objectives, the mechanics, the puzzles, it all just feels natural and engaging. I mean, the whole puzzle that you need for Mida to unlock the box, like it's so cool, man. It's so cool. On top of all that being an extraction shooter, right? Dire Marsh is generally one of my favorite maps of all times. Not just in Marathon, like in all games. I really love it. And due to the way Marathon is configured, and it is, right, it affects the PvP on Night Dire Marsh. Like the map completely changed everything in PvP. How you engage, your rotations, your priorities, like everything is influenced by the mechanics of Dire Marsh. You know, so many times I'd go in with a plan only to pivot because of cert drops, cert drops, what I got from a tower cache, events, or other teams, like in general. It's just so dynamic. And in a way, Marathon desperately needed it. So moving on to the Sentinel Shell. I was worried about the Sentinel Shell being broken. But honestly, I don't think it's that bad. And if anything, he might be need a little bit of buff, right? His ult and the mines are great utility tools. You know, they framed it for defense, but I use it in offense just as much. His tracker and his passive are a little underwhelming, but overall, he's become one of my mains that I run for duo and trios, to be honest. Now moving on to the Cradle. All I can say is must feed the worm gods. Legit. Cradle is probably one of my favorite features of season 2. And I just recently nuked my vault to hit level 70, and honestly, it was absolutely worth it. The aspect changes are noticeable, but not like overpowered. But the progression was way too fast, especially in the beginning. And Bungie admitted that. Like Sponsored Survivor Darsh broke the pacing completely. People were hitting like max level way earlier than intended. Bungie tried to fix it by nerfing the loot and the XP that you get, but as I mentioned in my my previous videos, the damage was already done. So, you know, instead of punishing players who weren't maxed yet, they really should have just boosted them and helped them up. Now, I know they said they're going to revert the changes and whatnot, but still, you know, the PR around the Cradle progression just looks bad, even if itself is a good idea and it should have been done. This leads us into the big one, progression. Progression in season 2 is my biggest gripe. Like, a wipe should mean everyone starts equal. Gray shields are gray shields. You loot everything. Build your vault slowly and earn your way into cryo, right? That didn't happen. Like, between Sponsored Survivor Darsh dropping like insane loot constantly, people were getting purple and gold in week 1. And then on top of that, Bungie giving away free blue and purple kits. Like, it destroyed any early season progression curve. Like, even though Bungie is trying to fix it, again, man, the damage is done, dude. The damage is absolutely done. And I think that is part of the reason why we're really seeing, you know, some of the player count that we're seeing, because people just beat all the content. So now what are you doing? Just cryo to cryo? But anyway, so my final thoughts. Season 2 right now is honestly a real mixed bag. Not in a lazy, like, good and bad way, but in the sense that season 2 has moments where Marathon feels like the most unique extraction shooter ever made. And then moments where it feels like Bungie is still trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing and what they want this game to be. Dire Marsh Knight is absolutely incredible. The Cradle is smart, but right now it's poorly paced. Sentinel is solid, even though some people might not like him and, you know, they don't think he's as good. The new items that they brought, like the D54 and KKV, are fun. Even though the KKV is kind of trash, but all the other items are really fun, and the flare. Progression is just destroyed at this point, and launch day is a fucking disaster. But here's the thing, I'm still playing. Like, I'm still no life in Marathon, and it's not because of the loot, it's not because of the progression, it's not because of the Cradle. I'm playing because, again, I think the PvP is just genuinely fun. And the moment this game creates are like anything else I've played. The tension, the chaos, the clutch fights, that's what keeps me here. But if Bungie wants Marathon to succeed long term, they need more than just good PvP and occasional, like, really good content. They need something that keeps casual players around and give veterans a reason to log in beyond cryo and compiler. Like, the Cradle was a great start. if they fix it, when they will. Factions, again, are good if they continue to flesh out the tree. But Marathon desperately needs like some kind of narrative glue, right? Something weekly, something consistent, something that makes you feel like you're part of the world. Even small things, a weekly priority mission, a faction cutscene, some lore drops, maybe something a little bigger, evolving map events, anything would just go such a long way. Marathon's world is weird, mysterious, and just so full of potential. And Bungie needs to tap into that and give players a reason to care about more than just loot. Right? Season 2 taught Bungie a lot. Or at least Season 2 should teach Bungie a lot. And I genuinely hope that they take these lessons into mid-season and Season 3. Because despite the issues, despite the progression problems, despite the rough launch, I'm hopeful. Vaultbreaker, I cannot wait, dude. Season 3 has a chance to reset that tone. And if Bungie keeps experimenting carefully, Marathon could be something truly special. Otherwise, right now, Season 2 is just okay. But the future could be great if Bungie listens, learns, and keep pushing. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.